Hello everyone, my name is Ariel and I wanted to make a follow-up video about my experience with the Brendon Burchard's high performance coaching program. And I finished my 12 weeks of one-on-one coaching and now I'm in the group coaching. And I wanted to make like the perfect video and wait till I was like well put together and could set up a tripod and have everything written out. And I just felt like right now is the perfect time to do a follow-up video to, number one, be authentic and real. I'm down here at the river in my backyard, and it is maybe like 30 degrees out. It's freezing cold. When I started my high performance coaching, it was earlier in the season, and I was doing river plunges every single morning. And I haven't been doing those lately because we just had a salmon run. And now they've all spawned and there's dead salmon everywhere in the river and all over the bank here. So that's why I'm kind of glancing around where I'm walking. So what I wanted to share is I woke up this morning and I almost did not get on the group coaching call. Number one, because it's like a voluntary thing. I can choose or not to get on the call or not. And I have a few different options of like what day and what time. And it was 7:30 in the morning. Halloween is tomorrow. So oftentimes, like what happens before Halloween, there's lots of parties. As a fitness instructor and an aerialist, a performer, I really focus a lot, I try to, on my habits and how I show up every day. And this is one of the things that I really appreciate and love about GrowthDay, Brendon Burchard and his books and his team and the high performance coaching. And so days like today are when I really see the value of this investment. So the reason I mentioned being a fitness coach and all that stuff and habits is candy, too much sugar and junk food and alcohol are things that I lately in my life have chosen out of because I want to function and perform on an optimal level. And that's one of my values. And so as we work week by week on redirecting our focus on what are our values, what are our intentions, what do we want to create, health, passion, purpose, drive, nature, aliveness, epic, prolific performances, working with clients and helping them achieve the best versions of themselves and tap into this higher flow state. So these are my values. And so I go to some parties and events. This weekend we did a kayaking event. So we went whitewater kayaking, and afterwards there was a potluck. And there was like all kinds of, oftentimes people, what they bring to potlucks is sugary foods. They're easy to grab or make. They're good. So I had cake and cupcakes and cookies and all this stuff that I don't always eat on a consistent basis. I'm sorry if I'm shivering and my phone is shaking. I also had a lot of caffeine. And then I went to a party afterwards, a costume party, and everyone was dancing. And an old habit of mine, which I have chosen to, the last couple years really redirect my focus to avoid alcohol. So because I was at this party, I decided, yeah, today I'm gonna, let it slide. And maybe this week I was slipping a little bit on my goals, on my habits. And I didn't go crazy, but I drank more than I usually do. So Brendon Burchard always talks about the next 72 hours. How are you feeling today? How much wine did you drink on Sunday? Or what were your habits? And so this morning when I got up and my brain was feeling fuzzy, I was feeling slow, I was feeling unmotivated, tired, fatigued, just low vibration thoughts and energy, I could hear Brendon's voice in my head saying, how you feel today is a reflection of your habits in the last 72 hours. And I'm like, yep, what did I do? Well, kayaking, that was rad. I being on the river always just fills me up. So there's like a moment of clarity there, kayaking, being on the water, being on the river. I just felt alive and full of gratitude and radiance and vibrant and joy. But then afterwards at the party, when I ate the sugar and stuff, I noticed my vibration drop. My emotions, like I'm in my conversations, I was less able to connect on an authentic, deeper, more present level because of the sugar. And then when I was picking out my costume for the party, I was like having this emotional meltdown, like a freaking child. And I was thinking, how much of our society functions like this on a daily basis? How and Halloween is tomorrow, and all these children are going to be walking around just emotional roller coasters. And people are going to think that like the children are the problem, but do we look at like who just gave him a whole bag of candy? And everywhere you go, there's candy everywhere. Candy, at the bank, candy at the grocery store, candy everywhere. And so as I'm having this emotional meltdown and like complete lack of control of my emotions, and I'm feeling frustrated with myself, like this is not how I want to show up. This is not who I want to be. Like this is not like all those qualities I've been working on every week with my high performance coach. I'm not showing up as that Ariel that I want to be, but also honoring and respecting that there's multiple, I'm a multi-dimensional being, and I have multiple sides to myself. And so, honoring and respecting that part of myself, but also checking myself, like, WTF, this is not who I want to be. But I just like, I was lacking that control over my emotions. And so then I go to the party, and it just like, it's kind of like this snowball effect. I don't drink soda or soda water or anything like that anymore. So, I put a little vodka in my water and danced all night long, had a great time. Well, Sunday rolls around, and then Monday morning, 7:30 a.m. is my high performance coaching call. And I'm thinking about skipping it. I don't want to get up. I'm tired. This is like 2 days later. And the second I got on the call, it was like, so this is where I'm going to talk about the river. In this like high flow, high vibration place. So if you're a salmon, this is like so brilliant because I'm like surrounded by salmon right now. Here's the river right here. So if you're a salmon and you're hanging out in the eddy, that's an eddy over there behind the wood, right there. That's an eddy, swirling around an eddy, or like up there behind the tree. There's a big eddy up there, and then we got the current. So this is like GrowthDay or high performance coaching right here. The current, the flow, that flow state. And this is a river at like you know, really low flows. We haven't had rain in a while, so the current, you know, is moving, but it's not moving as fast as it does or it can. It's potential, but, you know, as a, just here, let's go like this. There we go. So here's the high performance coaching. That flow state there. And so the eddy over there is kind of like where, you know, maybe you can't always be in the flow state. You know, you can't be on your coaching calls all day, every single day. So we like hop in and out of these eddies and into the current, in and out. So I'm waking up in the morning, kind of like I'm stuck in this eddy, more like maybe like a recirculating hole. So we also have those on the river, none in this like area right here. But if you imagine like a lot of current flowing over an obstacle and the water's like filling back in on that void and it's creating this recirculating hole, and like your boat, your kayak, or your body could kind of get stuck in there and it feels like you're drowning sometimes and you're holding your breath like, ah! Sometimes like life can feel like that. And so, you know, the last couple days, because of my habits, I'm feeling like I just got stuck in this Grand Canyon eddy and I'm just swirling around like I want to get back in the flow state, but I'm just like stuck in this freaking cycle of poor quality, low vibration habits and thoughts. And then I noticed like in this eddy where it's swirling around, like my low vibration, like my friends are bringing this energy, you know, and they're like complaining and they're you know, and it's like this eddy of swirling pile of doo-doo, you know. And I get on the call and it was like boom, it's like you're in the eddy and all of a sudden in a split second, just that choice, boom, back in the flow state. So before I got on my call, I know I've been doing this cold water therapy, but I haven't been jumping in the river lately. So I'm like, I got 5 minutes. The call starts in 5 minutes. I want to show up with excellence. I want to show up with enthusiasm. I want to summon the best part of myself. How can I do that in 5 minutes? There's dead salmon everywhere. Look at this. See all the, like, and this is normally my go-to. I come down here and I jump in this cold river and it, boom, snaps me out of it quick, or into it really quickly. Well, I didn't give myself the time because it's like 30 degrees out and it was dark. I didn't want to, like, you know, I was in resistance to coming down to the river and jumping in it. So what do I do? Decide quickly. What's my intention? To be on that call on time, early, 7:30. So I turn on the cold water in the shower and I jump in, and within a matter of seconds, I'm literally shouting, going, I'm ready, okay, I'm ready. Boom, state change, like so fast. Toss my clothes on, I'm on the call, I'm ready to go. And the questions and the coaching call was brilliant. It was exactly what I needed. And so this is where I'm like, I get off the call, and even in the middle of the call, I feel my energy building. All that like fuzziness and fogginess and all the congestion from, you know, if say down here, all the debris, you know, the leaves are piling up, the wood piles up, it creates this like pile up of emotions and thoughts and habits and debris. And, you know, here's like my habits from the weekend, you know, the vodka, the sugar, the complaining from my friends and the people around me who want to tell me about all their problems, and they're just piling up, and there goes my energy. It's just freaking blocked. Boom. Like, then I get on my coaching call. There's a way. But GrowthDay is for me, or the coaching calls, or the leadership courses that I go to, because it's natural, it's part of life. It provides, you know, this facilitates growth. It facilitates so much habitat right here. You know, the beavers love it, the salmon love it, but also like too much of this creates stagnancy you know, too much. If this was all the way across the river, you know, the river can't flow, and so I get on my coaching call. I mean, you see the difference in my energy. I feel inspired. We talked about clarity, so a lot of clarity today, and my goals. I just feel refreshed on my goals and remotivated, and I felt like this is the perfect time to do a follow-up video, because there have been thoughts throughout the weeks after my significant investment, because that's what it is. It's not a cost, it's an investment. I didn't spend the money, I invested the money in myself. And so when I reflected on this significant investment that I had made in myself, there was moments of doubt. Gosh, that was a lot of money. Am I really getting out of this investment what I put in, you know, in the exchange of energy? You know, I somehow managed to gather together the funds and put it in there and start this coaching, and then the moments of doubt, you know, it doesn't mean they don't ever come up. But staying consistent, staying committed, and get back on the call. Oh yeah, I'm reminded, back in that flow state. Oh yeah, I summon the energy, I generate the energy. I am, what does Burchard call it? We're power, like a power plant generates energy. It doesn't have energy, it generates energy. So that's what I did. You know, I generated that energy this morning to show up on my call, and then together with that group of like-minded people, we all generated more energy and flow. Especially going into the winter, into the holiday season. You know, the days are shorter, it's cold, it's, you know, dark in the morning and dark in the evening. So really finding ways to generate that energy, because I find for myself in the past, when it's dark all the time and it's cold outside and it's raining, I can be tempted to like, oh, what do we do it's too dark to go on a hike. Oh, let's go to the bar. Well, that just perpetuates low vibration thoughts and habits, and it's just a ripple effect that, you know, doesn't lead to anything good. So yeah, I just wanted to share that if you're considering it, thinking about it, or maybe you did it and you're kind of like falling off the wagon a little bit, or getting casual with your personal development, I would like to encourage you to get back on that horse, get back in that flow state, and it always starts with habits, So if you're like stuck in an eddy somewhere, perpetuating that cycle of candy, sugar, drugs, alcohol, whatever it is, negative thoughts, toxic people, like, it just takes a choice, a moment to do something different. I'm going to do something different today, and I'm going to do something different again, and I'm going to do it again tomorrow, and just, you know, every day, starting again, and reaching out to like-minded people. And I love that this is a place where I can tap into that flow state. You know, when I'm ready, maybe I'm hanging out in the current or in the eddy for a while, but I'm like, you know what? I don't want to be in this eddy anymore. I'm ready to get back in the flow state. But I don't know where to get back in the flow state, because some of the people around me in my community, they're not into this personal development stuff. You know, I go to the gym, like, you know, not everybody at the gym, just because they work out doesn't mean they're into personal development. They can have a bad attitude and be really buff. So I get on these calls with people all around the world, and it's like, boom, I get right into that flow state with people that I've never met before around the world, because we all have this desire to grow and to become and be the best versions of ourselves. And so if you're having a hard time finding that in your community, or maybe you like come together as a community, like, wouldn't that be so cool if more people in my community were doing this growth day with me, doing this personal development with me? Like, we could jump into that flow state more often together. Like we could be playing like the salmon, splashing around in the current, jumping around, playing. Look at, well, I don't know if you can see it. They're splashing and swimming upstream, and they're living their purpose. At the salmon, there's still some in there. There's still some going for it. You don't see them. There we go. There's one. Yeah, there it goes. Going for your dreams. Talked about authenticity. I don't know if you could get any more authentic than this. Taking videos of freaking salmon in the river. All right, make it a great day. Thank you, and take that next step. Take that plunge. Do whatever it is that might be scaring you a little bit. Go for it, and we'll be cheering you on.